Hello and welcome. This is a video on the prophecy in Daniel chapter 9 and the interpretation. So it begins with verse 24. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city, to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins, and to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. So 70 weeks means 70 periods of 7 years, so that equals 490 years. Upon thy people means the Jews, and the holy city is Jerusalem. Then there's a list of 6 things. Finishing the transgression. The transgression is spoken of in Daniel 8 verses 13 and 23. In verse 13 it says about the transgression of desolation, and verse 23 says about when the transgressors are come to the full, meaning the ram and the he-goat. Using these as clues, we can determine that the finishing of the transgression is the ending of the rule of these kingdoms, a time when Jesus returns and takes back Jerusalem and Israel, and the whole world. To make an end of sin. This could well refer to Revelation 20, when the deception about God is cast, metaphorically, into the bottomless pit for 1,000 years. Micah 4 and Isaiah 11 give a good idea of what the kingdom will be like. Everyone will know God, and no one will hurt each other. Sin will not rule on the earth any more. To make reconciliation for iniquity. So this means a covering for sin, an atonement. This is something Jesus did when he died for us, but iniquity is still around in the world, so the covering will take full effect when Jesus returns as King. To bring in everlasting righteousness. This is Jesus setting up the kingdom, and there being a righteous rule from this point forward. To seal up vision and prophecy. When Jesus returns and all is fulfilled, there will be no need for visions or prophecies anymore. To anoint the most holy. This has a debated meaning. Either it means Jesus taking the throne, or the third temple being set up and anointed so all people can come and worship God. Then there's verse 25. Know therefore and understand, that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks, and 62 weeks the street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublous times. So the commandment went out by Suleiman the Magnificent, as he's known, in around 1535 or 1536, if world history dates are accurate. So 49 years after this, there was an anointed leader, which is a more accurate translation for Messiah the Prince. Then for the next 434 years, Jerusalem would be rebuilt, but the times would be troubled. Using a calculation from 1535 or 36, we reach an end point for rebuilding Jerusalem as 2018 or 2019. Then there's verse 26. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood, and unto the end of the war desolations are determined. So after the 434 years, an anointed leader, not Messiah, will perish. So this again indicates 2018 or 2019 for this event to occur. After this event occurs, the people of a leader that is going to arise will destroy Jerusalem and the sanctuary and bring desolation. And then there's lastly verse 27. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. So this seems to indicate a covenant had already been made which this leader reconfirms. Maybe it has been broken in the past. He will reconfirm it for 7 years, but around the 3.5-year mark he will bring desolation to Jerusalem. So in summary, we know that there's 490 years from approximately 1535 to 1536 until the kingdom is set up. Around 1584 or 1585, an anointed leader comes on the scene. Jerusalem is rebuilt between then and 2018 or 2019 in troubled times. An anointed leader perishes in around 2018-2019. A leader arises after this, confirms an already present agreement for 7 years. The leader and his people will bring desolation to Jerusalem, and there will be war until the end. Thank you for listening, and God bless.